Good evening, everybody. James here on the Jackery channel with a very cool little stream for you guys tonight. Now, bear with me. I'm trying to load up the app on my end. For some reason, my phone wanted to update everything as we went live. Not sure what that was about, but hey, we're gonna go live. We should be good, and we should be golden. Now, if you guys didn't know, there was a bunch of new product drops in the last day. You definitely are going to want to check those out. We're going to show you guys a couple of them and all of the other cool stuff tonight. Now, with that being said, at some point this week, I shall have a bunch of these new products to show you guys actually on hand, which is going to be great also. Now, you guys are also going to get a couple streams the next couple days, today, tomorrow, and of course, Monday with that. Now, with that being said, guys, you may see that banner down below. That 5% off of over $1,000 purchase. We'll make sure to do that because, hey, we got that for you for these streams, and that's what's actually kind of cool with that. Now, with that, of course, guys, we're going to say, hey, let's get to this. Let's have some fun. Let's show you guys some power stations, and let's enjoy that power that you need at the time you need it. Now, with that, I want to say hello, Phil. Hello, Justin. And Lois, I know you're out there. Good evening. And everybody else that's joining us, good evening as well. Now, like I always do, guys, we usually start off with a power station or two, but I want to show you guys what comes with these power stations and get that kind of out of the way tonight. Now, with most of these power stations, you're going to get a little packet of cables. Depending on the station, the cables will vary. Some of these will get these carrying packs, some will not. But they do make sure they got you guys covered with everything. Some may come with the bright orange cable like this for your cigarette lighter charging capabilities, or some may come with, of course, a wall plug in this bright orange pattern. Now, of course, inside that, you'll have a nice little carrying pouch and a nice little, let's call it user manual, of course. If you don't get that version, you may get this version. Now, this version is going to be for like the 240, the 500s, and variations. It's going to have an old school like power brick style of cable. Now, you're also going to get this cool little adapter right here for, of course, the 1000 version. This is going to be for your solar panels as well. So you do get variations of these depending on the stations for you. Now, what I will tell you is all of the newer stations are going to the newer cables, so you don't have to worry about these older style as well. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Chip Roman, what's up? What's up? Now, guys, we're going to start this off with, I'm going to say their smallest but most powerful system. That's right. This little beauty packs quite a wallop. It's got 99 watt-hours of power, and it does, of course, have this cable kit. This is the kit that comes with this one. It is a USB-C to USB-C cable. This is going to allow for about 100 watts pass-through charging capability. It's also going to come with the adapter so you can plug in that 100-watt solar panel and charge it off a solar panel. Hey, I like that. That's an amazing idea. Now, of course, guys, you got the little power station that could. This is going to be great. It's 31,000 milliamps of power. It's got dual USB-C ports and a USB-A port. That USB-A port is an 18-watt charging capability. Then you have the two USB-C ports. Those USB-C ports are in and out charging capability with that. You also got a display button right there. It's going to turn on and show you guys the charge rate. It's got about 50% charge rate. I actually used this on my car trip across country. Some of you may have noticed that I've been MIA for the past 2 weeks. Well, I did a little trip from the East Coast to the West Coast. And, of course, record timing. I'm just going to say it now. And I did use this for charging my phone when I needed it. The trip, which was kind of cool. A little powerhouse, very capable. This is literally ideal for, let's say, like laptops, cell phones. You definitely can charge up your drones, your camera gear, and other things off of this. 99 watt-hours, 31,000 milliamps. It's going to do decently well for a lot of you. It's just a nice little powerhouse. Now, this is like 33% off today. You're going to be about $99 for this. Now, you'll be able to, let's say, run your Nintendo Switch for about 4 hours off of this. Charge your iPhone 6 times with this little mini powerhouse. And it does come with the cable, or use the cable that you already have for this. So right there, guys, is the 100 plus. Beautiful little piece. Now, guys, of course, we're gonna have some release products. I really do. I actually do like these. The displays on these ones, I like the more current displays. Now, I'm not going to say there's anything wrong about the other versions, like the next one we're going to show you, but I do like the more higher contrast screen. I can read it a little easier for my old eyes. Let's admit, I'm not getting any younger. I need brighter lights, or just like bright lights. I don't. You go with that, all right? You go with that. Now, of course, that's the 100 plus beautiful little station that's going to quite a lot. Now, we're going to show you guys the 240, the Explorer 240. Now, the Explorer 240 is a fixed handled version. It's going to do well for a lot of you, of course, and it does, of course, and is capable of being carried around. It weighs approximately 6 pounds. Now, this is going to be the older style display. Now, it does light up, but it doesn't have that bright orange contrast with this one. Now, of course, this has got multiple connections. You have the actual AC outlet 3-prong wall plug with that. That's going to do 200 watts of pure sine wave connectability. 240 watt hours of power with this. It also has dual USB-A ports that are going to do, of course, 5 volt 2.4 amp, and a DC input port and a DC output port. Fixed handled variation with this, of course, and lightweight capability. Now, this is 27% off tonight. It's like $175. Now, it does have cooling technologies built in. It does have Class 9 drop protections. It also has, of course, a battery management system. And it also will, of course, work wonders. Now, with this one, guys, it's going to take you approximately 3.5 hours to charge it off a wall plug. 5 hours on a car outlet, or of course, if you have a Solar Saga 100 panel, about 5 hours with that panel. Now, we're going to get into using this because you could use this for multiple things. Let's say your DSLR camera gear. Now, I use DSLR cameras quite a lot, so charging those cameras can come in quite handy with that. You'll be able to do about 15 plus batteries with this one device. Now, those batteries will range from different sizes, so if your battery is a little bit larger, you maybe get 14 or 13 charges. Still a good charge rate with that. Now, if you're just using it to charge, let's say your iPhone 11 or 12 or 13, 14, you're going to get approximately 24 times of charging rate with this. This is a cool piece. Very silent and very, very powerful for the size of this device. Now, of course, this is the Explorer style with the fixed handle. What we're going to tell you guys about is the early bird special. Now, that's for you guys because we're going to show you guys the 2024 version. Now, the 2024 version of the 240, of course, is a really cool little piece of product. We're actually going to show you guys the product page. It did not show up in time to show it to you on hand, but we're going to show you guys the product page for now. This, of course, is, the 240. Now, the 240 right here is, of course, 256 watt hours of power. Does, of course, have one AC outlet at 300 watts instead of 200 watts of pure sine wave connectability. Now, the variation changes from this, of course, as well. You're going to get two USB-C ports. One is a 100 watt in and out. The other is going to be a 15 watt port. Now, you also get a USB-A port that's 15 watts as well with that. Now, that's kind of cool. I like that. It also comes with a flashlight built in. That flashlight built in is really cool as well. Now, of course, we can pop around and show you guys. It weighs approximately 7.5 pounds, which is still very cool. And it actually has a handle that folds up in size. Now, with this, you're going to be able to do more things with this. Still, your drone's going to be able to charge about 4 times. Your phone about 12 times. Bluetooth speaker about 16 hours of runtime with this, which is decent. Right here, of course, is your 10-year battery life with 3,000 full charge cycles at approximately, at 3,000 full charge cycles at 10 years, you're going to be about 80% battery. Still, it's going to work for years past that, but you're going to get down there. Now, it's got up to about 52 forms of protection built in, and it has the individually wrapped LiFePO4 cells. That's kind of cool. Now, this one, of course, has that Class B certification and Class 10 drop protection with this. 1 hour charge on a wall plug, 2 hours if you use the, of course, the USB-C port, or 3 hours with a single 100 watt solar panel. That's actually kind of cool with this newer one. And I love that you can drop it approximately 90 centimeters or so without having issues. Now, what I will tell you is I've actually dropped my older 240 approximately 9 feet and have had no issues. Now, with the multiple port connections and, of course, the very, very quiet and silent use of this newer version is going to be quite beautifully well done. The new 240, of course, is going to be about $249, but there is a $50 clippable coupon on that webpage on Amazon, guys. So save yourself 50 bucks on this and get it as it is. Newer version, of course, the 240 is going to work very well for you guys. I love that they upgraded the system, added that new product because I mean, honestly, look at it. It's a beautifully well done system. Any questions about the 240, the new version, the 2024 version? Definitely ask. We can answer as much questions as we can right now. I'm definitely down to answer questions on the newer product line. And we can get into a little bit of the 240, the newer product line of the 240, if you guys really wanted to know, like the Charge Shield 2.0 and everything else that's built in, of course, with that. Now, the E240 and the new 240, it's a step up in battery, of course, watts per hour, your pure sine wave charge rate or usage rate. Of course, it's going to go from lifespan of about 800 charge cycles to 3,000, of course, with that. And of course, the multi-port connections on top of that. And I really do like that it added all of that with this version. Now, it does come with the handheld, with the user manual if you guys need the user manual. So you do have that and can get over that. So that is, of course, the new 240 and the older version. Both well done products, both in their own right, and definitely worth checking out. Like I said, guys, new individually wrapped live post sales compared to the other one. I love that. Really do love that. Now, of course, you're going to get about 3 hours of reach of full charge when connected to the 100-watt solar panel when this device is hand. Literally about 9 inches wide by 6 inches tall by about 6 inches deep. That's actually quite small. There's definitely really beautifully well done with this. I like that. So, any questions about that version? Definitely ask. We will try and answer. I'm hoping they will show up by tomorrow or Monday's show so we can show them to you guys live. It's always more fun. Now, we also have the newer version of the 240, guys, but they also offer an option of the 40-watt panel. Now, this is called the 240 V2 because that's version 2. We're going to go back over here. You guys are going to see the product page right here. This, of course, still has the 256 watt hours of power. It's about $349. Does have a $100 clippable coupon, but also comes with that 40-watt solar panel. So you're going to get the 40-watt solar panel. Now, you guys have seen the 40-watt solar panel, but the kit comes with it, and I kind of like they offer that with that. I'm going to take my ring off. My finger's a little swollen today, so definitely going to take that ring off right now. So there's another, guys, just beautifully well done. So you got both options right there, the 240 by itself or the 240 with, of course, the 40-watt solar panel. This, of course, is the 40-watt solar panel. This 40-watt solar panel is a powerhouse of a solar panel, folds up in a notebook design, guys, for you, and can be used on the go. So you have still that very light power station that can be taken camping or quick emergencies or pretty much wherever you want. It has a solar panel that can be pulled out and used with that. Now, what I will tell you guys is they do have a newer solar panel that we're going to be talking about at some point in the future, and that's going to be the 100 Prime. The 100 Prime is kind of cool because you can connect it up to your cars. That's right. You'll be able to mount this one. So it's going to have a mount with that newer solar panel. Kind of cool. Any questions, guys? I'm going to sip some water. And yeah. You guys want to talk about some bigger stations? No, we're not. No. You guys don't want to hear nothing. All right? You guys don't want to hear nothing? Oh, yeah. Definitely bring the power. I agree with you, Phil. Power stations are beautiful. So we're going to move from the 240s up to, I believe we're going to show you guys the 300. Now, the 300 is still an entry-level system that's going to work out well for you. When I do it, I'm going to get up and grab that. While I grab that, guys, I'm going to turn my fan on because I'm definitely warm. The 300, still portable, accessible, weighs about 7 pounds. Now, this one actually has two AC outlets right here, guys. So you have two AC outlets at 300 watts of pure sine wave power. 293 watt hours of power with this. Still has that fixed handle like the original 240 that we showed you with that. Now, three USB ports. One is a USB-C, two is USB-A's. That one USB-C is a 60 watt in and out port. You also have a DC plug. You still have, of course, that display that if I hit it, you guys will see that there is no charge to this system. That's right, no charge. I haven't charged it. Has cigarette lighter over here, of course. Has the cooling technologies that you want with this. 293 watt hours of power means you're going to be able to run a Nintendo Switch for about 40, that's right, 40 hours of playtime. Now, with this, guys, it's going to take you about 3.5 hours to fully charge it. It's going to take you 2 hours if you use the wall plug and that USB-C port. If you guys want to use just the car plug in your car while you're driving across country like I did, about 3.5 hours and it's fully charged and ready to go. Now, another cool part is you guys can plug in a solar panel with this and be on the go with this. Now, with that, though, since you're stepping up from the 240 to the 300, you're going to get over 6 charges of your drone, approximately 18 charges on your DSLR cameras. Now, the 300 is portable, accessible, nice, lightweight, and of course, still has that beautiful orange pattern. And if you put it like this and walk around, people think you have that old school boombox next to your head. It's not a boombox, though. It's to power that boombox, right? You guys want to power your boomboxes? I know I do. It's actually kind of cool. I like this. Now, that 60 watt port is an in and out port, like I said, so you can be able to charge your MacBooks or other devices with that, or even charge this with that USB-C port. Now, the two ports under it are 5 volt, 2.4 amps. It is a quick charging style port, but has, of course, silicone pads on the bottom to protect the surface. Now, this is, of course, the 300. 300 is a beautiful one. J-Lo, hello, good evening. What's up, my friend? What's up? Phil wants this one, I think. Justin actually has this version. Justin uses this version for a whole bunch of stuff, from his lighting panels or his camera gear while doing outside videography, which is a great idea. Now, since they came out with that new 240 version, you might be able to use that instead of the 300. Now, with this, you have two AC outlets on this at 300 watts pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600 watts if you need. 300 is a great piece, guys. The Explorer is a beautiful version. Now, what I will tell you guys is, though, it's kind of cool because they are upgrading a lot of their products. Like the older ones, like these Explorers, they're being upgraded to, of course, their newer styles, which is going to give you a little more technology. But still, this is an amazing piece. I will definitely tell you when that 1000 drops how good it is, and you will definitely probably want to purchase it. I can't wait to try it either, Justin. That 1000 V2 is just going to be beautiful. I can't wait. I really want to show you guys. I want to show you guys that new solar panel. I really do. You know what? I'm going to get sidetracked for a second, and I hope it's okay with everybody. I kind of want to show you guys this panel. I know it's not on the list tonight, but I pulled it out of the box because it did show up, and it has me so intrigued. It's crazy once I get to use it. But I'm going to grab it and show it to you guys. So this is their newer panel. This is the 100 prime panel, right? So right here is the 100 prime panel. The cool piece is it's fixed surface. It has their monocrystalline solar cell glass top. Now with that, it's got a metal frame all the way around it. And if I flip it around, you're going to see it's got pre-drilled holes for mounting. So it has pre-drilled holes throughout here, like right over here, guys. You'll see the hole right here. This means you're going to be able to mount this on your cars and everything else. I kind of like that. That's what's got me intrigued. But it does connect up in a multitude of ways. So it does come with, of course, the Anderson plug, which is like your, let me, if I can get it unplugged, I'll show you guys. Right here's your Anderson plug, right? The Anderson two-prong, like almost alligator clips. But it comes with the adapter for the DC plug as well. It also has a 9-foot cable on here, which is kind of cool. Now, if you are mounting this, you're probably going to need mounting hardware. I didn't see a bag of mounting hardware, which isn't a big drawback to me because most people are going to want to get their own mounting hardware, especially if you guys are drilling holes into your RVs and stuff. So, yeah, it's just one of those things. But a beautiful kit. I was very, very intrigued with that one. Just amazing. Yeah, it really is nice and rigid. It's going to be perfect for those of you that have, let's say, like an RV, little like vans, maybe like your Volkswagen vans that you guys want to set it up on, and all of that, which is going to be great. So I love that they finally have a rigid version that can be mounted to something. Because, I mean, yes, you could use the other ones definitely, but this gives you a mounting hardware, which is really, really cool. Now we're going to talk about, I believe, the 500, and the 500 is a really cool one as well. It's going to be the 500 power station behind us. Let's grab this. Let's pop over here. You guys are going to see the table. The table is a little bit, it's there. I will tell you guys I will be swapping out the tablecloth at some point too with that. Now the 500 is right there in the middle. It's a beautiful little power station. Now, this power station does have one AC outlet. That AC outlet's going to do, of course, 500 watts of pure sine wave connectability, but also has, of course, that 500 watt of pure sine wave usability on there. Now, the 500 watts of pure sine wave can peak at 1,000 if you really needed to, but I don't always recommend going past that pure sine wave. The pure sine wave means that whatever you have connected into it is going to be protected to a point. Now it has 3 USB-A ports, 3 DC inputs, and of course, 3 DC outputs and 1 DC input. Now, what changes from the other variations is on this one, you're going to have a flashlight on the side right there. You're also going to have a bigger variation of the cooling technologies on this. Now, with the 500, though, you guys are it's going to take a little bit longer to charge, right? About 5.5 hours to fully charge that device. Now, like I said, if you have that 100-watt solar panel, you can plug it into that and use that to charge this device, which is kind of cool. And if you do have the 100-watt solar panel, about 7.5 hours to fully charge the 500, which isn't a bad charge rate. Same amount of time as your wall plug is going to be your car outlet, so 5.5 hours. The light does do multi-mode. You have single flash, or if you hold it down, it'll go into SOS pattern, of course, with that. Now, fixed handle, of course, this one does weigh a little bit more, though. You're going to have about 13 pounds of weight with this one. So, if you don't want to carry around 13 pounds, definitely find something to carry it with or, wheel it along. But 13 pounds shouldn't be too bad on a lot of you. Now, with this will actually allow you to run, let's say, your 45-watt flat screen TV for about 7 hours. I almost said 70, and then why that, but hey, we're going to go there. 9 hours, of course, with let's say a little mini cooler. That's going to be like your 15-watt mini cooler that most people use for camping. Or if you really want, you guys can plug it in your Nintendo Switches and other devices and run it for a good amount of time. Class 9 drop protection. Extremely silent. This is going to be approximately about 30 decibels or less. There's really no sound to these devices except for hitting the switches. And that's actually kind of cool that you don't hear these at all. Even better is if you guys are always airing up your car tires, or you guys want to do camping air pumps, like your air mattresses. You're going to get about 8 hours of runtime on an air mattress, which is decently well done. For those of you that are worried about like being really cold during a blackout, brownout, or just emergency power outage, approximately 4 hours with the heated blanket can be ran off of this. That's actually a good amount of time. A lot of people should get their power back on within a good amount of period. So for those of you that are out in the middle of nowhere and your power does take a while to come back on, I would recommend a bigger station than the 500, but the 500 does well. Now, with that price, of course, we have that 500 is like 34% off tonight. You're going to get it for about $349. Now, if you want the 500 with, of course, the solar panel, we have that option in the carousel as well. So you're going to get the 500 watt solar panel, or the 500 watt power station, and the Solar Saga 100 for about $599. That's a 25% or 25% savings tonight on those two pieces together. Great options right there for you. So if you guys need just the station, we have that for you about, of course, $349. Or if you want it with the power or with the solar panel, about $599. Either way, you're saving a good amount of money and you're going to have a good amount of power for you. Now, with that being said, we can jump over, of course, to the 1000 Explorer right there. Now, the 1000 Explorer has that older Anderson plug that we were just talking about on the solar panel. Anderson plug is going to be like almost a standard for a lot of different styles of solar panels out there. So Anderson plug has got its options, but I believe the DC plugs is where it's going to be at in the future. Probably going to be jumping. Everybody's going to be jumping to like USB-C ports and stuff like that as well. With that, 3 AC outlets and 1,000 watts of pure sine wave power on that. You have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, a 12-volt cigarette lighter plug, and 2 DC input ports. Just like the 500, it's got a flashlight on the side that can do multi-mode of usage. Now, to charge the 1000, it's going to take about 5 hours. That's right, 5 hours of charge rate to get it up and running. So do know that it takes a little bit for that, of course, to go. Now, if you're using a cigarette car lighter plug, about 11 and a half hours. If you have 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels, 6 hours of charge rate. Now, since it is, of course, 1,002 watt hours of power, you're going to be able to run other things, including, let's say, window ACs if you really wanted to. You definitely could plug in a window AC onto this. Now, mini coolers, about 13 hours of mini cooler time. Your 45 to 60 watt flat screen TV, anywhere from 8 to 9 hours. That 3 watt light bulb is going to be able to run for about 65 hours or so. Now, we talked about the heated blanket on the 500, but since you have the 1000, you're going to get about 11 hours of heated blanket time compared to the 4 hours on the 500. That's actually a decent jump in runtime with that. I kind of like that they have that jump of usage with this one. Now, for those of you that like to go camping and want to use an electric griddle, you're going to get about 50 minutes of runtime with that. Now, remember though, if you're camping and you have the solar panels, you can charge the device and use the plugs at the same time. It's not a big deal with that. I kind of like that they have that option for you. So it's just one of those things that's definitely worth checking out at a great price point. It's just a beautiful, beautiful variation right there. And again, it has that Class 9 drop protections and does what you need as you would expect it for that. Now, I believe we moved from the 1000 to, of course, the 1000 V2 version. I'm going to ask Justin. I just lost the app, but I think I can get it back up quick enough. Let's see if I can get it back up. Yep, I got it back. We're good. We're good. We got the 1000 back up. We're going to go over to the product page. Right here is going to be the 1000 V2 that Justin was just talking about. Now, we're going to pop this up and give you guys a little bit closer look right there, right? So with that change, you go from that fixed handle to the handle that does collapse down in. Now, with this one, though, this is the 2024 version. Individually wrapped LifePo cells, 3 AC outlets. Now, those AC outlets are going to do 1,500 watts of pure sine wave connectability. Now, with that, though, you also get 2 USB-C ports. One USB-C port is a 30-watt port. The other is a 100-watt port. You then get that 18-watt USB-A port as well on top of that. Jennifer, hello, how are you doing? Now with this one, you do of course have that fixed light on the front instead of on the side. Now with this, of course, it can be charged in about 1 hour of time. That's actually a quick charge for this variation compared to, of course, the 5 hours on, of course, the older one. And I kind of like that jump with this. Now, of course, the early birds are going to get the worm with this one, guys. It's about $799. Now, with that, of course, we can jump over here and kind of show you guys some of the things you can run off that. Projectors, coffee makers, space heaters, crock pots, and stuff like that, variations, because it can do up to 1500 watts. Or even a window AC. Now, right here, they say they get about 4,000 life cycles of charge rate with the individually wrapped cells. After 4,000 cycles, it's going to drop to about 70% capacity of that charge rate on those LifePro 4 cells on this one. Not a big deal with that. And now, of course, up to about 52 forms of protection, and of course, has that class 10 drop protection as well. Here's your class 10 drop protection. Now, it is what's considered a UL listed drop test, and it's also a UL 94V rated flame retardant material that it's built around. And that's actually kind of cool to know. I appreciate that, Phil. Hey, Ship Roman, what's up, buddy? What's up? Now, your charge rate, wall plug, 1 hour. You're good to go. If you want to use that USB-C port, about 2 hours of charge rate. If you have, of course, 2 of the larger solar panels, the 400 watts solar panel, 3 hours of charge time with this one. 5 hours, of course, if you are using the 22 dB quiet charging switch with this. Now, what I will tell you is it does work with, of course, the app, which is kind of cool. So they did upgrade it. They give you the app of usability with this one, and I kind of like that. Now, the USB-C port is an in-and-out port, which is nice to know. So you do have that rate. Now, like I said, you have the app. The app is going to run, of course, the newer system. It's going to be accessible on the App Store, on Google Play Store, or even the iOS, Apple Store. So you got that. Inside the app, easy to connect up and everything. Once I have it, guys, we'll walk you through that as well with that. Now, right here, guys, shows you guys the foldable handle. Also shows you guys it's actually a smaller design, which is actually nice to know. I like that they did that. What I did tell you guys is about $799 tonight, but there's a $120 clippable coupon on Amazon for that. Now, with that, there's an accessible, if you spend over $1,000, you guys can get a carrying bag. If you guys spend over $1,000, of course, you guys can use that coupon. Oh, the banners. Oh, it's over there somewhere. I think it's that side. There's a banner over there with a code. You guys can save, of course, I think it's 5% off for you. So the V2, very beautiful little piece right there. I like that they added the V2, the newer version. It's going to give you guys stuff as you need with that. Now, of course, the V2 is going to, jumpstart and get you guys a little better accessory. It's got what's called the Charge Shield 2.0. That's a double physical defense of up to 62 protections in the mechanicalisms with this. And that's what it is. So that's the beautiful part right there. And of course, it has, of course, the AA variable speed charging technologies. It's going to allow you to switch charging modes from the energy efficient mode to full quick mode as well. Now, it's going to give you that 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 3,000 watts if you need. So you do have that option right there. Actually, these have had folding handles for a long time, AC. It's just some of the older ones did. So they've had a lot of folding handles on a lot of these. So that, of course, is the V2 version with that. They also have an option if you guys want the V2 version with solar panels. That's going to be right here, of course. This is going to be about $1,300, but does have a $400 clippable coupon. This is going to come with, of course, the Solar Saga 200 panel. So you're going to get that nice large solar panel with this one. At a great price point. I actually like that price point. Very, very decent price point. So any questions about that, guys? Most definitely. And like I said, once I have them, we'll start showing these guys live We had a little snafu in shipping. Some reason it's sitting down the street didn't get delivered to me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's sitting down the street. The delivery company did not deliver it. Only dropped off one product, and they had all of them. It happens. Happens, guys. That's what we want right there. So V2 guys, both versions, you guys have the station alone, or you guys can get it with the solar panels. Beautiful options for you. Definitely worth checking out. Both very, very amazing price points. So I kind of like that. Now we're going to move over to the 2000 Pro. Now the 2000 Pro is actually on the station behind us. So let's pop over here and we can actually move our cameras to the side to show you guys the 2000 Pro. Now, of course, right there is your 2000 Pro being blocked by the 300. There. The 2000 Pro has that beautiful bright screen right here. So the 2000 Pro has this beautiful and bright high contrast screen. It's going to show you guys the battery rate, input, and output with this. Now, it does have, of course, that flashlight. The flashlight has multi-modes, of course, right there. Now, when we close this, you have a rubber cap over it. Now, you don't need to have the rubber cap. I do recommend it. It has two USB-C ports, 100 watts, two USB-A ports, 18 watts, individually switched ports with these, three AC outlets. Now, these AC outlets right here, guys, are going to do 2200 watts of pure sine wave connectability for your systems. And it, of course, has that foldable handle. Now, with the 2000 Pro, we're talking about the 2000 Pro kit. So you're going to get this station and two of those Solar Saga 200-watt panels. Now, the 200-watt panels, of course, is an amazing solar panel, guys. So that's actually kind of cool that they have that solar panel. Now, a beautiful panel nonetheless, and of course, a great panel for you. Charge time, guys, it's going to be about, if I can remember correctly, of course, I'm not going to remember correctly. It's going to be one of these days today. But charge time, it was going to be, I think it's like 2 hours charge time with, of course, the 2000 Pro. So let's get into that. So 2000 Pro is going to be 2160 watt hours of power. Has those multi-port connections, 2 hours to charge on a wall plug, 24 hours. I think it's like 24 hours on a cigarette lighter. So if you're in your RV, your motorhome, or your van, or your car driving across country, have it plugged in, about 24 hours of time it's going to charge. If you have 6 of the solar panels, the Solar Saga 200 panels. Now this kit comes with 2 of the Solar Saga 200 panels. It's going to take about 2.5 hours if you have all 6. Probably about 5 hours if you only have the couple. Now runtime, since this is, of course, almost 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, or 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, 2160 watt hours of power, you're going to be able to run a window AC for about 2 hours. And that's actually kind of cool. I actually have a window AC in my window over here running right now, and I can plug these into these stations and run that with no problem. If you had a power outage, you're without power, you're worried about your fridge being unplugged for so long, take it over there, plug in your 520 watt refrigerator. That's going to be your standard double door refrigerator. About 3.25 hours of runtime with that. If you want to run a microwave, about 96 minutes or about an hour and a half of runtime with the microwave. Hot plates, electric griddles, blenders, of course, movie projectors, flat screens, and everything in between can be plugged in. Your camera gear, your lighting gear, anything you could think of can be plugged into this system and run, including charging other power stations off of them. If you really needed to, you can plug another power station and charge it off the 2000. No issues. Now, what I will tell you, though, is that station is not the lightest station in the world. It's approximately 30 plus pounds. So do know it has a little bit of weight with that. Now, of course, it's got that PD's charge and everything in between that's going to work for you. Now, like I said, guys, you get the station and, of course, the solar panels. It's about 47% savings tonight. It's normally about $3,600. It's like $1,899 for the station and 2 of the solar panels. That's an amazing deal. And since it's over $1,000, use that 5% clippable coupon down at the bottom. That little coupon code that you will input at the end of your purchase when you're going to put in all your stuff, and you'll save another 5% off of the sale. So we do have that banner for you, and of course that code. I like the 2000. Now we're gonna get into other things that you could run off of this with the 2000 Pro, because I've ran quite a bit of stuff. I've done and charged up my 18-volt like drills. I've used them to charge my snap-on tools. I've used them to charge, let's say, outdoor inflatables, like your outdoor inflatable decorations for Christmas and, of course, Halloween. You could do that. You could plug in the solar panels, have that all running off of it. The 2000 Pro is going to allow you to live, of course, with ease. Now, the even better part is this is going to be great for even off-the-grid living because the power station does have a nice amount of power and can be used with the solar panels. So, beautiful little piece. I like the 2000 Pro. Any questions about the 2000 Pro, please ask. Now, we are running slightly behind tonight, but that's not a big deal. We're going to move over to their largest station, the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro, guys, is an amazing station. It's going to, pack quite a wallop. And if I jump over here, you guys are going to see, of course, those two stations down there. Both of those are large stations. The one side is the 3000 Pro. The other, of course, is the 2000 Plus. Now, the 3000 Pro is 3,024 watt hours of power. It's about 30% off tonight. You have 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are your standard 3-prong, 120 volt, 20 amp. That will do 3,000 watts per sine wave power. It can peak at 6,000 watts. You also have that 5th one up here, guys. This is going to be like your Tigger MIG welders or your EV car plugs. You have the 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, 12-volt TC plug, and of course that beautiful display screen that's about to light up and show you guys about 99% battery power. Now, what you don't see is on the side, that is actually an orange handle to help you lift it up. I do not recommend carrying this everywhere. It is 64 pounds of weight. Now, it does have, of course, a handle. If I move the station that's on top of it to the side, you guys will see this handle pop up from the back. This is an aluminum telescopic handle that is going to allow you to help wheel it around like a suitcase. And that's definitely needed with, of course, the weight that it carries. Now, the 3,024 watt hours of power means you're going to be able to run a window AC for about 3 hours of runtime, which is going to help you in the summer if you guys are living off the grid. You'll be able to run your 520 watt refrigerator for about 5 hours of runtime. Now, charge rate, 2.5 hours on a wall plug, not a bad amount. It's going to give you that charge where you need it. If you have like 6 of the solar panels, 3.5 hours. Now, what I can do is if I pop over here to the live scene, you guys are going to see the suitcase design with the 3-inch wheels and that orange handle that I was talking about. Now, with it, of course, guys, you have everything you need, 12 forms of protection, 9 temperature sensors, and, of course, what you need as you need to. This does work with, of course, the app. The app is accessible. It will allow you to run it from away from home. So if you forget to shut something off, you can actually do that with this device. Now, of course, you'll be able to run that 3-watt, 5-watt light bulb for about 200 to 220 hours with no problem. It's a beautiful piece of technology, of course, that's going to work well for you. Now, with that, of course, I've actually used this for running the window AC. I've used it for running my TVs. I've actually had blenders, mixers, and everything else connected up. I would have pulled out the blender, but it looks like my wife put it away, or I'd show you guys a blender connected up tonight with that. So that is, of course, their largest standalone system. That standalone system is going to be perfect. Now, it's normally about $4,000. This kit is, of course, at $2,799. It's a 30% savings. Now, you also get that 5% down there in that banner as well on top of that. So, any questions about the 3000? Holding out for a fan? What type of fan? I have a fan plugged into one of these actually right now. I could even plug the AC in if I really wanted to. Now, let's show you guys the 3000 Plus system. Now, the 3000 Plus is this little beauty right here. The 3000 Plus is actually really kind of cool. It does work, of course, with the app. Has a single 300-watt pure sine wave connectability AC plug right here. Has two USB-C ports. The USB-C ports are, of course, 100 watts max charging capability. One of those is an in and out port. The other is just an out port. You have one USB-A port at 15 watts max, and of course, you have, of course, the cigarette lighter plug and that light on the side, multi modes. Has the display. If I actually turn this on, get this turned on in a second. Right there, and you guys will see that nice high contrast display. Once I click it, it'll show you guys about 71% charge rate. Has a handle. The handle does fold up and can be put away. Works with, of course, that nice large computer-style plug for the wall plugs. Charge rate and charge times on this is going to be about an hour and a quarter with the wall plug. If you want to use the USB-C port, about 3 hours of charge rate time. This will allow you to run your little fans for about 4.5 hours without an issue. Your drones about 5 times, your phones about 13 plus times or so. It's a great little piece, nice and accessible. The E300 Plus is beautifully well done. It's like 21% off. You're going to get it for about $236, which is a good deal for the 300 Plus. I love the 300 Plus, and it, of course, works with the app. The app is easily accessible to all of you, Android or iOS, without an issue. I will tell you there is a walkthrough to get the app on your PC. It's a little finicky, but you can definitely put it on a PC or a laptop or even a tablet if you want. All you got to do is have that walkthrough with the iOS store or the Android store, and it's there for you guys. And if your PCs have Bluetooth connectability, that is the way you're going to pair it up. Nice little piece right there, 300 Plus. Definitely worth checking out. Now, we also have the 300 Plus and the 40-watt solar panel. Definitely, that's a good variation. That one's, of course, going to be about $299 with it. The 40-watt solar panel is a cool solar panel. The solar panel, of course, is the one I showed you guys a little earlier, notebook-style design. So, notebook-style design, flips open, can be put in a backpack, carried around, monocrystalline solar cells. Going to do 40 watts of charging capability for you, and, of course, has this nice white panel. This is an accessible piece. At $300 for the station and the solar panel, that's a good deal. Now, it is a waterproof and water-resistant panel, so you don't have to worry about it getting hurt. It does come with a cable, and of course has that beautiful little Jackery logo right there. Now, we also, I believe, have the 300 Plus and the 100-watt solar panel as well in the carousel. So if you want the 300 Plus and the 100-watt solar panel, cost you a little bit more, but not too much more. It's going to be about $449. That's a great accessible piece. So you're going to be able to charge it a lot quicker with that, which is amazingly well done. I think it's like 7 hours with the 100-watt panel. So that's not a bad charge rate with those. So any questions about the 300 Plus, definitely ask. We are here to answer. Now, with that, though, we're going to talk about some modular systems. Right, modular. What is modular? Modular means you guys can add stuff to it. Modular with power station means you can actually add batteries. Now we're going to show you guys the 1000 Plus system. Now the 1000 Plus system does work with, of course, the app. It's going to have about 1264 watt hours of power, and it's going to pack a wallop for you. Now, since it is, of course, accessible and can be, of course, added to you, you guys are probably wondering, well, where is it? It's right there. Now, it is actually right there on top for you. It has 3 AC outlets. Now, it is a little bit hard for you guys to see. If we zoom in, you guys will be able to see this a little bit better, hopefully. But there is the 1000 Plus. Now, the 1000 Plus does do 2000 watts of pure sine wave power through those 3 AC outlets. Now, it does have that handle that does fold up, and it weighs approximately 32 pounds of a system. Now, with it, you have 2 USB-C ports at 100 watts max, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max, and the flashlight on the side. Now, you also have that 12-volt, 10-amp cigarette lighter plug for your air mattresses or fuzz dusters or other things that you could think of plugging in. Even, let's say, those cool little lunch boxes that can be heated up in your car and actually cook food. That'd be kind of cool to plug into this. Now, with it, of course, guys, you have the charge time on this is going to be approximately a little under 2 hours on a wall plug by itself. 7 hours in the car, about 4.5 hours if you have solar panels, of course, and everything else. This has got what's called superb pass-through charging capability, which is going to allow you to do about under 2 hour charge rate, which is actually nice. About 4,000 charge cycles or a 10-year lifespan. Class, of course, 10 drop protection with this. Now, we're talking about just the station. And the station alone is normally about $1,200. It's $849 tonight, which is a good deal. Now, with that, of course, you can get the 1,000 and, of course, 2 of the solar panels. Now, that's going to be the 1,000 and 2 of the Solar Saga 100 panels for about $1,249. Great addition to you. You don't have to, of course, pay the electric bill. You just plug in the solar panels and charge it that way. So that's a great option for you on top of that. Now, like we said, it's modular, so we also have the full kit. This is going to be a beautiful kit. So you're going to get the power station and, of course, the battery on the opposite side on top. That's going to give you guys 2,528 watt hours of power. You're also going to get 2 solar panels. At about $1,749 price tag. That's actually all you're going to pay. Normally $2,400. Now, with that being said, you can add 3 batteries to the 1,000 plus system. So you can go from like 1,000 kilowatts up to 5 kilowatts. So you're going to have 5,056 watt hours of power if you add 3 batteries to the 1,000 plus system. The kit is an amazing kit because it's not just the power station, it's the power station, the battery, and 2 solar panels. If you're going to get any of those 3 that we just showed you, I always recommend the full kit. That means you're going to have the battery, the station, and of course 2 solar panels at a price tag that's going to be amazingly, it's going to, kind of take a little out of your pocketbook, but shouldn't break the bank with all those pieces if you're really looking into something like this. Now, the even better part is since it's over $1,000, I have that 5% code in my banner down there, of course. I will try and get Justin to paste that code for you guys in chat for you. So you guys can get that code, of course, besides just looking at it. So 1,000 plus, guys, beautiful stations, amazing products, and definitely worth checking out. You're going to be able to run a lot of stuff off the 1,000 pluses, from window ACs to, of course, lawn equipment, drills, household equipment, even a fridge, a stove, whatever you need, you can do that. The solar generator 1000 plus kit, amazing. Just amazing. I really do love that. Now, we're going to talk about their largest modular system. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. Let's talk about their largest system or largest modular system. This is the 2000 plus. Now, the 2000 plus is actually right down here. You guys, let's see it. It's right next to the 3000 Pro. It's got, of course, some RGB lighting running off of it tonight. It's going to do about 2,042 watt hours of power. It's got 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are standard 3-prong AC outlets. That 5th, of course, is going to be like your TIG or MIG welders, your chargers, your EV chargers, your house plugs, old school washers and dryers. We can plug into that. Now with it, 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports. Wiley, what's up, buddy? The USB-C ports are 100 watts. Of course, the USB-A ports are 18 watts. You have, of course, the handle like the 3000 on the sides that you can lift it, or the telescopic aluminum handle. It's going to allow you to tip it and roll it. 12 forms of protection, 9 temperature sensors, just like the 3000. Individually wrapped life post cells. Now, with this, of course, you're going to be a charge time approximately 2 hours fully charged with this device. It's not a bad charge time. Normally, like $2,200, it's 23% off, so it's like $1,699 for the 2000 plus. Now, we're going to get into using the 2000 plus, though. Because it is 2,042 watt hours of power, that means you're going to be able to use that 1150 watt window AC for a little under 2 hours. It's a good amount of time. Your 520 watt refrigerator could be ran off this as well. Your 5800 watt welding machine. That's right, your TIG or MIG welder or your laser cutter for your shop equipment. Can you get a little over a half hour of runtime with that? This isn't a bad amount of time. Your 200 watt all in one PCs or your smaller gaming laptops, about 12 hours of runtime. For those of you that have problems sleeping and need a sleep PAP machine, that's right, a CPAP machine, 150 hours runtime. It's not a bad deal. For those of you that want to do a movie night, you'll be able to run your 100 watt projector for about 14 hours. Sip of water. For those of you that want to use the 2000, though, by itself is an amazing station, but I also do have in the carousel the 2000 and multiple solar panels. So with this kit, you're going to get the 2000 plus two of the Solar Saga 200 watt panels. You're going to get that for about $2,479. That's a 25% savings. But remember, there's also that extra 5% off as well. Now, it is modular, so we also have the full kit. So we have the 4000 kit. Now, the 4000 kit, of course, is the power station and the battery sitting right on top of it. You just doubled your runtime. You went from 2,000 to 4,085 watt hours of power. This kit's going to come with the battery, the station, and 2 solar panels. You just doubled your runtime just like that. Now, this is about a $3,599 price tag on sale tonight. Normally, it's $4,999, but it's $3,599. That's a good deal. Now, what I'm going to tell you is though, because it is modular, you can add 5 batteries to the station alone and have 12 kilowatts of hour power. That means you may be eligible for about a 30% tax credit because of that. Now, the even better part is if you get 2 of these power stations, you can add 10 batteries and have 24 kilowatts of hour power. That's just a crazy amount of power. That is literally living off of the grid. You should be able to run your whole house off of that. The even better part is each battery can actually connect solar panels to it as well, besides the system. It's about 30 decibels of time. It's going to take about 2 hours to charge itself. Of course, it's going to take about 3 hours with the battery. Not a big deal. And it does do it quick and well. 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but 6,000 watts, of course, peak power. That's a beautiful little piece. Definitely worth checking out. Now, for those of you that just want a solar panel, we can show you guys the Mini 40. Now, the Mini 40, we kind of showed you guys a couple times tonight. But we're going to show it to you one more time. This is the Mini 40. Normally $129. It's 99 cents. This is I'm going to say it's a notebook sized. You literally could put it in your 3-ring binder and put it in your backpack without an issue. It's super light. Has ringlets. These ringlets are quite important. It's like a sail if you don't tie it down. Has, of course, that beautiful orange logo and magnetic clasp that's going to pop open. You're going to be greeted with the monocrystalline solar cells. Now, this, of course, is IP68 waterproof and water resistant for harsh and wet weather. This literally weighs under 3 pounds. It's super light, super agile. It is a 4-panel style, but trifold design. It does have, of course, little clasps that close it and magnets on the front. Now, the magnets are right here, so you guys can kind of see that. One second, everybody. Hopefully that muted in time because I was sneezing. So this is kind of cool. I like this because you're going to get about 23% solar conversion rate with this one. You're going to be able to charge, let's say, like the 300 plus and the smaller ones with this with no problem. I love the Mini 40 panel. The Mini 40 panel is definitely a go-to for those day hiking trips, camping trips that are like short, like maybe let's say you're only camping for a couple nights. This is good. Even a hunting trip. Maybe you guys are up hunting and you just need a quick charge. This will do that, and it's going to do it perfectly well. Pair it with the power station, and you have a great piece. 23% off tonight, guys. $99 is not going to break your pocketbook, and it's definitely worth having and adding to your arsenal. Mini 40, guys, right there. That's the Mini 40. Now, we're going to talk about, of course, the Solar Saga 100 panel. Now, the Solar Saga 100 panel, of course, is going to be accessible for the 240s, the 300s, the 500s, the 1000s, and the 1500, guys. Now, this is, of course, the 100 panel. It is 100 watts at 18 volts. It has double kickstands. These kickstands are Velcroed on. It's got earth magnets, strong earth magnets, that's going to allow you to close it shut. Whoa. Once you're open, you have this nice large design right here. Now, this is monocrystalline solar cells. Monocrystalline solar cells, it's going to grab that 23% efficiency rate to charge it, and even in low light settings to get you that charge you need. Now, on the back of this is an actual little pocket. This pocket right here is zippered up right here, of course. Now, when we pop this open, you're going to be greeted with, of course, this nice long cable. It's a 9-foot cable. Cable does, of course, have this very cool little adapter for the different style of stations you need. Also inside there, you're going to have that orange. Well, let's see if I can get that open a little more. You guys can see that right there. That is a USB-C port and a USB-A port for you as well. That USB-C and that USB-A port, guys, is beautifully well done. This is about 20% off tonight. It's $238, guys. This is an amazing deal. Definitely worth checking out the 100 panel. Now, I believe we have one more solar panel, guys, in the carousel tonight. Actually, I think we got two. Oh, no, we got one. We got the 100 watt, or the 200 watt panel. Now, the 200 watt panel is their largest panel. If we jump over here, I actually have a little video for you guys can see it in action. This is the 200 watt panel. The 200 watt panel can be used with the 1500 Pro, the 2000 Pro, the 2000 Plus, and the 3000 Pro systems. Now, with this, about 24% efficiency in conversion rate of power. Still fully waterproof and water resistant for you guys. And it's about $499 tonight. It's a 29% savings on the 200 watt panel. Now, IP68 waterproof and water resistant can be used in harsh and wet weather. Should be able to be set up in under 30 seconds and connected up to your power station without an issue. Now, the even better part about that is, guys, that can actually be plugged into those systems quick and start getting a charge rate. You're going to notice that it's going to take me under 30 seconds to plug it in. The moment it's plugged in, it starts getting about 150 watts of charge rate from the sun. That's crazily quick to start charging. It doesn't take a lot to start converting that sun into power to those LiFePO4 cells. And I kind of like that. It does come with a 9.5-foot cable. I always recommend getting the extender cable for this as well, which is kind of cool. Right here, guys, I have it plugged into the 3000 Plus. The 3000 Plus is an amazing power station, guys. And right there, of course, I have it plugged in. It comes with two angled plugs, 90-degree and, of course, a straight plug on top of that. So right here, you're going to see the charge rate. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but it does show about 150, it's like 153, 154 watts of charge rate on it. So that is an amazing panel at a great price point, about 29% off. Now, remember, guys, all of these are amazing deals, but we showed you guys those new products that launched today. You definitely want to check out the new ones, the 1000 version 2. You also want to check out the 240, the version 2 240. What I will tell you, though, is of course, we have that 100 prime solar panel that's not in the carousel tonight. There's also, I know, a 600 plus station and a couple others that we're going to be showing you guys at some point as well. So with that, guys, bunch of great pieces to show you guys. Definitely we're checking it out. Get those early bird deals. You don't want to miss out on those. You really, really don't. Um, yeah, Joanna, I definitely. You should probably pick one up, put it in your carousel, and grab one of those. You should definitely get one, Joanna. Definitely get one. Now I'm waiting for a reply. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I need to circle back to or not. Just gonna wait for a little and see if there's anything I should circle back to for you guys. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be here tomorrow night, same time, same Jackery channel, of course. I will also be here. And you had a ear lowering. What do you mean? Yeah, definitely a little bit tired, but that's all good. I'm good. Golden. It's just been a long couple of weeks for me. I did drive across country. So, guys, with that, I hope to see you guys here tomorrow night. We're going to be showing you guys some more stuff, of course, and hopefully I'll have some of the newer products finally show up if shipping goes through like we want. So, with that, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. Guys, make sure to check out those newer products, check out all those deals, and also give us a great follow because, hey, if you don't follow us and don't have that live notifications, you may miss these shows. So I want to thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys all tomorrow night. Later, everybody.